Got a lot going on.
Yeah, nice,
California is still
nice stuff.
amazing.
Nice stuff costs money. You ain't getting a Mercedes for free. Nice stuff costs money. It's 72 every day. No bugs, no humidity.
Except for these fruit flies we got going on around here. So Aaron Rodgers and Bryson DeChambeau beat Tom Brady and Phil Mickelson in that match you were just discussing yesterday. They were all tied up at the turn, but Rodgers put his team ahead with 3 straight birdies. He then clinched the 3-2 victory for himself and DeChambeau with another birdie putt on the 16th. But the moment everyone was talking about is when he was asked about his future in Green Bay.
Packers Bears, any idea who's going to be there? Anybody who's going to be quarterbacking in the number 12 jersey?
Yeah, I don't know, BA. We'll see.
How about,
won't we?
How about September 12th then? Will you go for that one?
What's that one?
That would be the opener against the Saints.
Oh.
All cheesers rejoice.
Yeah, I don't know, BA. We'll see.
I think your point about this is the right observation, especially when you consider the kind of personality that Aaron Rodgers is, where it's like, you cross him, you're off the list. You're out. It's like a circle of trust. You're either in or you're out.
Right.
Very Jack Burns. And see, he's not letting them ask this if this is an extremely sensitive subject for him. He would tell them ahead of time. Like, this is a charity tournament. This isn't like some serious thing that, it's like he's got to answer the tough questions. Like, he can very easily go in and be like, look, just leave the Packers situation out of it. Like, you can talk about the Packers, but don't ask me about it.
How about this one? So golfers don't really they're not part of a unit. They're themselves, right? So they're really independent contractors. Brady has ultimate power in Tampa. The only guy there that doesn't have a lot of options or power right now is Aaron Rodgers, and they joked to him about that. But you know that they've all got his back.
Right.
Because 3 of the 4 guys there can do kind of what they want with Phil Mickelson can turn down sponsors, play tournaments, can't not be in a tournament.
And Brady's gone through this.
Right. They're all kind of joking, but in the end, listen, Aaron's going to be fine.
Aaron's going to be fine, but I do think that this is a bit telling because if, to your point, if somebody's going through a divorce or they're going through a tough thing, you're not going to joke with them about it because you know
on
it's
national
sensitive.
television.
And you're not going to do it on national television when you know everyone has been talking about what's going on with you and this team the entire offseason. So I think it's a good sign that he will be with the Packers this year and is not going to do anything explosive between now and training camp, that they even asked him about it. So Steve Kerr was interviewed by writer Matt Sullivan for his book, Can't Knock the Hustle. One thing Kerr spoke about was how he wanted Kevin Durant to spend less time worrying about what people said to him on Twitter back when KD was with the Warriors. But Durant was not happy about those comments, and he defended his actions. He tweeted, "I don't see a problem with me interacting with basketball fans. It should be encouraged. Steve should have also said that I'm never late and I work through every rep in practice with game speed. That should be more interesting than what I do on Twitter." The author, Matt Sullivan, responded to Durant and saying that Kerr did also note that KD did a great job of handling backlash on the court. We talked about that before a few weeks ago, that Steve Kerr said that he was actually very astonished with how KD handled the amount of criticism that was levied his way when he went to the Warriors. I wouldn't say it was at the same level that LeBron dealt with when he came to the Heat, because he was the first one to really do it.
Right.
But it was very intense. I can understand KD being very defensive of that. And now, you and I are a little different. We've moved around. We don't have this same, old school rigidness about changing teams. Which I can't get into how people still hold on to that notion at this point, but KD did get a lot of criticism for going to the Warriors.
Listen, there's certain things I ask of my kids, and then there are losing battles. Here's a losing battle. Don't be on your phone as much. They grew up with it. Okay, I grew up with video games. I didn't grow up with a phone. It's very easy for me last night, for the first 2.5 hours of that game, to literally put my phone down and not even think about it until like fourth quarter. I pick it up, couple tweets, go. I can easily, I don't keep my phone with me most days on my desk. I don't have to. It's very difficult to tell somebody in their teen years, their 20s or early 30s, stay off the phone. They grew up with it.
Right.
And so as a parent, it's a losing battle. You can try, kids will figure out ways. It's like this. My mom said this years ago, my late mom. She once bought me and my friend a six-pack. It was a rainy night in the coast of Washington, and I didn't tell the other dad, but she bought us a six-pack. And she said, well, you were going to get it. It's a losing battle to say, oh, the high school quarterback and the star running back aren't going to get beer from somebody. So I'd rather you drink it at home, have it here, and I can take him home. Telling your kids, don't drink through high school. If they want to drink, they're going to drink. They're going to get a beer from somebody. And so, like, they're losing battles. And I think for Steve Kerr, generationally older, to tell KD stay off the phone or Twitter, it's impossible. It's just not a winnable situation.
Well, no, I agree with that mentality on it. I will say that I don't think that there's anything wrong with encouraging or pointing out some of the negativity that can permeate through constantly reading criticism, which is not normal. You've talked about this before, that Obama was the first president who dealt with social media. It changes things. It changes how you perceive yourself. It changes how you perceive your accomplishments and your decisions. Whether these people matter or not, it's still not normal to get that level of unsolicited opinions on everything that you do.
Right.
Like, it's hard to sort through that, and you have to have a very thick callus to be able to read all of that and be like, I'm going to do what I want anyway.
And 90% of people who say they can't. It hurts. Nobody wants to say, you know.
And you have to know when to turn it off. Like, I agree with him. I like interacting with fans, but there becomes a point where it's like, what is the value in this? Like, nobody is listening to what I have to say. There's no nuance in this argument. I'm not going to win this. I'm going to move on. By the way, I didn't drink in high school.
You didn't drink in high school?
I didn't.
Not once?
Nope. I was an athlete.
Yeah, but the point is, you could have if you wanted to.
Oh, yeah, I had plenty of access to it. That and anything else.
Like in Miami, you couldn't get...
Well, no, I was in Pittsburgh, but...
Oh, that's even worse. You couldn't get a beer in Pittsburgh.
Very easy access to beer. But don't worry, I made up for it in college. So Giannis was cleared to play last night after just a week after hyperextending his knee. He looked good, putting up 20 points and 17 rebounds. But his highlight of the night came at the end of the first half when he had an incredible chase down block on Mikal Bridges. And look, this was an incredible highlight. I enjoyed it. It was very aggressive, and it was an awesome play. Awesome moment, right? Boom. Was drawing some comparisons to LeBron's block on Iguodala.
Oh, give me a break.
Game
Come
7,
on, give me a break.
Finals.
The biggest block in the history of the league.
Yeah, I think we should calm down. Okay? And listen, this block really gave me a lot of distress for a long time. I was rooting very hard for the Warriors.
By the way, we should do sound up on that,
being
Mike
a
Breen.
Salty Heat fan. Yeah, it was an unbelievable call.
That's one of the best calls and best moments in the NBA in a decade. I mean, that game, it was a weird series. It was all blowouts. And then the second half of that game, I think, is the best 2 hours of basketball I've seen in a decade.
Yep, I remember exactly where I was.
Oh, my God, it was incredible. Look at the fans. Everybody's standing for every play.
It was an all-time sports moment. So let's just calm down on game one.
It's even goosebumps to watch it now.
Yeah.
Oh, my Lord.
2 minutes left in game 7, game tied.
You know, if the NBA wants a logo, that should be it. LeBron pinning a block shot from Andre Iguodala on the glass. That's the new logo for 10 years. God, that is an incredible
all-time moment. Yeah, it was a nice block by Giannis, but let's calm down a little bit.
All right, enjoy the news. Lose myself.
That's the news.
And thanks for stopping.